the relief is real. Call Credit Card Relief at 866-994-4646. That's 866-994-4646. Call now, 866-994-4646.
Everybody's talking at me.
Jim Kouri, Examiner.com, NewsWithViews.com, Vice President, National Association Chiefs of Police. And sometimes you start reporting on some of these terrorists that have been arrested and things like that. So you actually have the Terrorism Committee, which is associated to the National Association Chiefs of Police. Is that right?
Right.
So, because I was seeing this report here where Iraqi security forces arrested 4 terrorism suspects in Afghanistan. Also, you had a report where the Palestinians are being trained and equipped by the United States. And I kind of wanted to get into that because you were, in your figures here, Jim, the State Department has allocated about $392 million to train.
Right.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, the United States is, and I was shocked when I read the GAO report. I was not aware of this, and I don't think most Americans are aware of this, that
Right.
We are actually responsible for training the Palestinian Authority security forces.
That is
we know
the
that
Palestinian. Yeah. Okay, let me just ask you real quick, Jim, because we want to make this very perfectly clear. We're talking about the Palestinians security forces, right?
Right, the Palestinian forces.
So are we responsible for the Israeli security forces?
No, we do provide financial help to them, but they're responsible for their own training and the build-up of their own forces. But
right.
We are actually training the Palestinians, and many of them are sympathetic or actual followers of Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
And, we saw in the last election how many Hamas people got voted in, so they're part of the Palestinian Authority. That part of the equation is left out of the GAO report, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, that at the same time that we're supposed to be Israel's ally, we are helping Israel's enemies.
And also, I think we've done stories, I know I have, and I'm not sure if it was with you or who it was with, but whenever the money goes into Palestine, well, then Hamas controls the district, and they are the people that sort of end up saying, well, wait a minute, okay, here's how the money's going to be spent, whether you like it or not. Right.
Exactly.
So let's go ahead and give them some figures here on that the state has allocated.
Well, I don't have them in front of me.
Okay,
but,
let me read off a couple of them here. We got
sure.
$160 million to help fund and support training. This is for the PA's National Security Force. $160 million. I'd just take $1 million of that myself, just for the hell of it. Approximately $89 million to provide non-lethal equipment, and I don't know what that would be. $99 million to renovate or construct several PA installations. And listener, keep in mind that whenever the bombing was going on, these installations we're talking about, renovate, construction of PA installations, remember they were surrounded by Hamas rockets? Okay, $22 million to build the capacity of the Interior Ministry and its planning decorate. State also requested $150 million for its programs for fiscal year 2011. I mean, this sounds like something the United States Congress would be voting for, for the state of Arkansas, okay?
It's almost comical because the United States is paying for these installations to be built and manned and the people trained, and then bombs that we sell to the Israelis are blowing up those facilities. So it boggles the mind how we got into this, And it's troubling that we continue to pour money into the Middle East to basically support Hamas. And, Hamas is actually in South America today. Hezbollah and Hamas, both groups have sent representatives to Venezuela and other countries that may be opposed to the United States. And the old saying, the enemy of my friend is my friend, or whatever. So this is one more example of taxpayer money being sent to some place where taxpayers don't even know it's being sent.
And you figure, okay, 400 million roughly, and let's see where they're. I'm trying to think now. How much is it at right now at this minute that they're spending on building that wall down there? It's zero right now. Nada. They did put in $1 billion. Yeah, huh?
They're not building any wall at our southern border. In fact, the virtual fence, and I don't know if that's one of the articles you wanted to talk about. The virtual fence it's a mess down there. They turned the contract over to Boeing. Boeing
$1 billion.
That's faulty.
Yeah, they've abandoned. They've said, you know what, we spent $1 billion with Boeing to build the virtual fence, and when it rained, it looked like illegal aliens on the radar, and they've dropped that. We made a mistake. But I'll tell you what, like Glenn's...
back to the drawing board with that one.
Like Glenn Spencer with American Patrol he's right down there on Ground Zero in Arizona.
Right.
But when they built the fence near San Diego, okay, it's like if you look at a bunch of ants and you build something that blocks their way, they turn and they go find another opening. And that's what they did with the fence. And that's why we're having a lot of problems with the drug cartels, because the fence is working in certain areas, proven that it works. And it makes them turn. So if you just put one all the way across, it might stop the flow. I don't know.
Well, they don't want to do it. As much as Americans have indicated, poll after poll, that they do want tough border security, our government leaders on both sides of the aisle, basically, are opposed to it for one reason or another. The Republicans because they want cheap labor, and the Democrats because they want cheap votes. Well,
the article you have about the Border Patrol agents blasting the Obama administration, we just talked about how they want to give all the money to Hamas, supposedly, in a roundabout way, through the Palestinians, but they don't want to give the money and back up the Border Patrol. It's like